But I do believe that it is important to have, especially when you're getting started, it's important to have some editing and to take pride in like your body of work and develop like how your brand feels when somebody first lands on it. Because again, first impression is so important from new viewers and want them wanting to stay and be a subscriber.
What do you think, like how big or how small, I guess, yeah, how big does a topic on YouTube has to be for it to be a viable topic to go after? Like if somebody's wanted to start a YouTube channel, I know you work with established creators, but you know, many people listening probably don't have a channel yet or
Mm-hmm.
trying.
Mm-hmm.
So how, like if they choose a topic and they do the research and they find out, like using tools like TubeBuddy, for example, how many monthly searches this particular keyword gets or whatever, how would they know if it's big enough to be worth it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, great question. I actually I use TubeBuddy. Um, but I don't use it for keyword research. And I actually teach not to do it. And I love TubeBuddy because I use it for saving time in my workflow, and we use it for so many other things like A/B split testing, etc. But
What do
I
you use for keyword research on YouTube?
what's that?
What do you use for keyword research for YouTube?
I don't. So what I do is I'll look at the virality of recent videos that have gone viral, and I will kind of remix it into my own title that I believe, just based on my experience, sounds good. So I look for a couple
Can you give me an
things.
example? Like if you were to go on, I'm gonna try and open up. I'm not sure if I have TubeBuddy here at all, but let's see. Uh, okay, I do. So let's see. Keyword Explorer. Okay, so what's trending right now? We've got earthquake, Tyler the Creator, Lamar Jackson, Nashville shooting, Caitlin Clark, apparently a basketball player, Bachelor finale. Wow, that must be exciting. Celtics, First Citizen Bank to acquire troubled Silicon Valley Bank. Becky G, Clippers. It seems like it's mostly sports and
Hmm.
celebrities.
Hmm.
John Wick 4 is trending. So how would you like play on any of this stuff, if I don't know, if at all?
So I've never had a topic that has a lot of trending things. What I would do, so let's say you have a channel on marriage or something like that, and you want to make a video about how to save your marriage from getting a divorce. Like
Okay.
what I would
I'm
do is
typing that into the search as we speak.
okay. And I don't know how viral it is right now, just for an example, but what I would do is see what comes up on the first page of YouTube, see what the most
Okay,
viral.
I'll tell you what comes up. I'll
Okay.
tell you.
Okay.
First video uploaded 4 years ago, 500,000 views. How to save marriage on the brink of divorce. Second video, how to save your marriage and stop divorce complete guide. 600,000 views 7 years ago. Wow, no one's been updating this. Save marriage on the brink of divorce. No one tells you this. 5.5 thousand views 1 month ago.
Hmm.
Well, look at the drop off in views.
Yeah.
How to save a marriage when only one is trying. 57,000 views 4 years ago. I don't want to divorce. 5 brilliant ways to defeat divorce. 56,000 views 1 year ago.
Yo, it's Igor. I want you to have my Amazon best-selling book for free for taking the time to listen to my podcast and to watch my YouTube videos. Now, I'm not only going to give you this book for free, but I'm going to throw in about $3.2 thousand in free bonuses. Now, if you want to get this book, please click the link in the description, or you can also go to igorsbook.com. And now, back to the podcast.
So the sweet spot for me would be to find the most viral video in the most recent amount of time, or since the publishing date. So I don't think any of those are super recent, but let's say one of those, let's say the first one that popped up had
Do you
5
want to
million.
rank it by recency, maybe, to see?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so upload date: last hour, today, this week, this month, this year.
Um, preferably within the last 6 to 9 months is the sweet
Okay, so
spot.
this year. So then you're looking at very few views, 5.5 thousand views, 540 views, 100 views, 200 views, 8.2 thousand views 8 months ago, 6.5 thousand 5 months ago.
Hmm. No, that's interesting. Yeah, so it's not the greatest example, but what I would do is probably model after that one title, even though it's older, it's 4 years old. I would probably model after that title, the one that popped up first, because
Yeah.
it's proven, right? So I would remake it again. And then I would also,
When you say you will model, what does that mean?
so I would use that same title and make my own video with my own, key points, my own
Ah,
intro. So it's just the title's the same, but the video is completely different. So that's what I mean. And I would
right.
also probably take the key metadata, like the secondary keywords they use in their tags, their description, put that on my video. So that's how, like, my direct strategy in getting suggested traffic, because within YouTube there's like 8 different traffic sources. You got suggested, you got browse feed, you got channel pages, which means your community tab, YouTube stories, like there's all kinds of stuff. YouTube search,
Mm,
right? And so I prefer to have my channel be very dominant, most dominant for either suggested or for browse feed, meaning the home page and showing up on the home page. So that's how I do my quote keyword research. It's not, I don't even use a keyword research tool at all, because just after doing this for so long, like I know what type of title pops and what doesn't. Also, it all more important or equally as important thing is the thumbnail title or the copy that goes on your thumbnail. So that could make or break a video as well. So that's
wow.
equally as important. But again, what I would do is just take a take a couple of titles from what's on the first page and model after them, the titles, and then just do a completely different video.
Interesting. How much
Mhm.
do you think adding visual effects and stuff like that helps with that video? In other words, like if it's just me talking into a microphone, maybe it's an interview like this, does that get ranked worse than like a professional video with b-roll and transitions? Like how does that work?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, because I think that audio is the most important out of everything, right? Good audio is, no matter what type of quality you have to have good audio or else no one will watch. I recently want to test a video without any editing and see how it goes. Okay. But I do believe that it is important to have, especially when you're getting started, it's important to have some editing and to take pride in like your body of work and develop like how your brand feels when somebody first lands on it. Because again, first impression is so important from new viewers and want them wanting to stay and be a subscriber. So, but again, in the beginning, it's like, I think what's the most important is getting your first 100 videos on the channel like as fast as possible, and that's how you develop a style, and that's how you get better at working with your editors and learning how to take meaningful b-rolls to add into the video and have pattern interrupts and all those things. So I guess overall, yes, good video editing is important. However, it's not the end of the world, because the most important thing is the value, because there's been so many creators that are now testing out no editing, and they're doing really well because they just get to the point. There's no intro, there's nothing. They're like, hey guys, let's talk about this today. And they just get into it. And I think that's also refreshing as well, because YouTube is so competitive and there's such beautiful cinematic work on the platform that it's refreshing to know that my videos with no editing still have a really good chance. But most importantly, they're helping that viewer on the other side of the screen.
Yeah, that's actually refreshing because I find that part daunting. Like I'm a talker, so I'll talk as much as you need me to, but I find it very difficult to sit there and edit. Now, thankfully, I can afford a great video guy. And big shout out to our video guy, you're fun. But that part is daunting to me. Like the moment I need to go and sit there and for hours and refine it, that's the part where I'm sort of checking out mentally. But as far as, talking to a subject, like for example, the same thing like marriage and divorce and things like that, these are fascinating topics to me. And we just had Derek Gaunt on the show. We spoke about communication and marriage and things like that. So I think there's definitely room for creators out there. There's plenty of niches, great niches that haven't been penetrated yet, and there's new niches coming up all the time. And I think a big takeaway for me personally from what you said is that I think most hardcore YouTube creators that are trying to abuse the system, I think what they're going after is they're going after these things, right? Where they're looking for the whatever's trending and whatever's like a hot topic on YouTube, and they'll go and make as many videos about it as possible. Like there's this guy I connected recently with. We haven't had him on a podcast, but I spoke to him. His name is Thomas Garrett's or something, I think.
Oh yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, yeah. So if you go on his channel, like all of his videos is a thumbnail that goes like this, and and above, it says something like $300 a day with ChatGPT, $5,000 a day with ChatGPT, $1 million with ChatGPT. Basically, insert number here with ChatGPT, and every video is like that. I mean, is there like, and it works? I guess it does if he keeps doing it, but it's pretty crazy. And my preference is to follow creators that have a bit more substance than that. For example, Mark Manson. Mark Manson obviously is an established and accomplished author. He wrote The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and a sequel, Everything is Fucked. And then he also wrote Will Smith's book. So his blog is amazing, extremely contrarian ideas on personal development, but his videos are awesome. Like his videos are not only great on the content and the delivery, but they're also great on the editing part. And you can see he's putting a lot of work into those. But I would be putting a lot of work into a video if I had as big of a following, as Mark Manson, because we're talking a guy who sells millions upon millions of copies of his books.